And welcome back to Vanessa's podcast. Thanks for everyone that listened to the last episode. I was talking about a lot of things, including I just got to Mexico and encouraging everybody else to dream, to pursue their dream. And I was talking a little bit about the case with Amber and Depp and a little bit of Trump and a few other things. So, her YouTube channel is going on really strong right now. As I was telling everyone on the last episode, I got my mini series started on my impression of different countries. So if you want to go find out, go ahead. The good news is that we are only 300 watch hour away from YouTube monetization. So if you can help just by going to play any of the longest video on the channel, super candle 20, super candle 30, but you can go and find any of the playlists and just push play, watch, comment, and that will help to escalate the speed of reaching this 4,000 watch hour. So we're getting close, and that's going to be great. It's not even guaranteed that we are going to get funded, and it takes another month after that to get a response from YouTube, but it's a start, so let's hope. I invested lots of money on that this last 6 months. I'm not going to say how much, but a lot, so I'm hoping it will pay off, and it will pay off so we can bring, like I said before, more awareness to all the causes that we serve, to all the people in need, to young artists, to disabled artists, writers. I don't like this word disabled, but just people with some inability to perform a function. So they should have written this sentence. People are just more able in the disabled category than most people, but it's just the way it is, I guess. So anyway, encourage anyone with a creative mind to go and create some more, and so they can focus more on their creation and their ambitions, their project and ideas, and spread them out there. So when you have something great going like this, keep going, share, grow, get some support, get some feedback, get some mentors, get some tutors, get all types of people out there are going to cheer you up. So that works for anyone that follows their passion and stop focusing on fear, stop focusing on the negative, and then just move on. If there's a circle of people or places that just brings you down, then just move away from it. A lot of people get caught up on the great career and great job proposition, but the environment is so bad that it just ruins them, and it ruins the job dream that they had in their mind. Like, how can they enjoy something when everything else is dark and deceitful and just unhappy and obscure and just sad? All of this, like, you don't need that. There's plenty of opportunity, I think, in the world for people who want to stay positive to stay in that positive environment. So that's the thing, is that you gotta catch it before it's catching you, because you could end up spending a whole entire year not knowing that you've been around negative friends, colleagues, people, or just environment altogether, and not even realizing it. Because some of us people are really good at manipulating others, and they know how to fuse you enough so you don't have enough clue, you're not sure, you're uncertain. It's just the same attributed as someone who's cheating. They confuse you enough, they put the blame on you. This whole, this manipulation game, it's just a game, really, and a game that they're good at. So you really want to get out of the game. You don't want to be part of it. So that's my advice. Anyway, so encourage every one of you to go on my YouTube channel and help out in this way. Also, reach out on Instagram. Got lots of artist friends there, and they're all sharing great art. There's all type of art for everyone, and they also have a lot of different books. Don't forget, they must also have free books and free promotion, and sometimes just a few chapters they can offer you. So if you're not even thinking about buying, you could just go and go read some of their books and at least give them some feedback. That can always help someone. Sometimes offer don't. There's so many offers out there, then this offer don't even get feedback. So you could kind of be the first one, getting feedback to someone. So do that. Also go and check out a group when you tell your story. Go see the new posts. A lot of poets sharing their poetry on their wall. So go read their poetry. It's always new type. It's always inspiring. And you never know. You might learn something. You may learn a new style to write poetry. You might learn something inspirable. You might get someone else's opinion while you're reading poetry. You just might just feel good about reading it. Whatever thought you got. So poetry is a great way to start to get your mind off of the daily life routines and the negative words and politics and news and all this, the war and all this stuff. So, all right. So, what else can I talk about today? I am on my third week in Mexico. It's been an adventure, even more so since my passport was stolen. Makes things a little harder. Kind of change my goal orientation and having to, readjust. A little bit of stress here, but I can manage. I always tell people just take a deep breath, see what's good in this part of the problem. There's always going to be something good's going to come out of it. And sometimes when something happens, it happens for a reason. So, when we switch our attention to the good instead of the bad, then immediately a better outcome is coming your way, for sure. So, I'm on my third week, and my third place, fourth place. I got a place for 2 days. When I got downtown, I got a place for 6 days, and then I got right in the center of Monument in downtown. Then I got another week about 2 miles away in our district, and now I got an entire month in R&B in another city called Fuego Nuevo. It's about 15 miles from downtown Mexico City, somewhere like that. So now I got a lot more space, not so much, but studio space. So really enjoying having a kitchen, because when you've been traveling for as long as I did, even going back and forth in the US twice, I can remember only 2 times when I had a kitchen in some of the apartments. The rest were hotel mainly. So I think 2 or 3 times I had a kitchen an entire year. So it's funny how we enjoy things so much more when we miss them. So it's another good technique to do to start appreciating things more. Start drinking some not so good coffee in the morning for a week, and then switch to a better brand the next week. You're going to see the difference. eat things who are flavorless for a week, and then go and eat something so delicious. You'll see the difference. Suffer a little bit, get some cold shower, and then you'll see when you get your warm shower, you'll appreciate. Struggle a little bit. You have to struggle a little bit in order to get things, to appreciate things. You got to, you got to put the work. You got to put the work towards the things that are necessary, that are needed, and and try to skip the easy ways to get things, because every easy ways to get things are never going to be temporary. They're going to be they're never going to be permanent. They're going to be temporary, and they're going to be a quick gratification for a moment, and then they'll be gone within a flash of a second, and then you'll be back to zero, to ground zero. So you got to think about it. If you invest more time on the things that matters, and work towards the things that are needed, like improving your skills, improving the things that you are lacking of, so improving your bad trait, maybe your bad trait of character, maybe your bad trait of your poor quality. So you're improving this part of you, following the leaders that you admire, and then start working on their step a little bit. So start making your own vision board, and that's how you move forward. So so I'm pretty happy so far. Apart from having to try to get new passport issued, but I like the waiver. It's not bad. I like that everything is cheaper. That's a plus. I did get sick a bunch of time. I'm sure everybody else did too when you go to another place with spicy food. And I'm sure I still have a lot to learn. Culture-wise, pretty familiar with Mexico, but it's still very different to be here and then overseeing their culture and seeing their families and people from the US for 20 years, but then actually now being in their country. And I'm seeing a big difference. I don't, I do, like I said before, I do see them much differently now, that the vision that Americans do put on them from the US. So you really don't know until you actually get there. So that's my advice. You really gotta get there and check it out. So also, if you stay in the main city area, you're always gonna see tons of tourists. Like now that I away from that, I don't see one single tourist. So it's nice, because now I can really feel like I'm one of them, and just try to dissimulate myself by not even speaking if I don't have to, and I can get a bigger tan and look like I'm one of them. But of course, as soon as I start speaking, they know immediately. It doesn't take long. But if you have great ideas, if you have great arts you want to share, reach out to me on Instagram. Reach out to me through the company. If you want to donate $5 to $10 to $15, you go on the Square site, and it's listed on YouTube, it's listed on Spreaker under the podcast. It's listed on LinkedIn. If you don't know me on LinkedIn, I'm under Bush Vanessa. You can add me. Tell me you heard me on the podcast. If you want to be interviewed, if you want me to be on your podcast, then let me know. It's always fun to share, idea, and to help each of us getting more promoted, whatever it is you're promoting at the moment. And that's it for now. So I guess I wish everybody a great end of the week, and I'll be back on Melissa's podcast. Thanks for listening.